Adengo, over to you.
Thank you, Paul, and good evening, everyone. I'm Jonathan Adengo. I'm the Public Affairs Manager at ATC Uganda. So ATC is part of the American Tower Corporation that is listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We are part of a global footprint that spans 25 countries across the the 6 continents. And we are the leading provider of telecommunications tower infrastructure in Uganda. That's commonly known as the MASTs. So we are also regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission as a national public infrastructure provider. And some of our products include rooftop towers, or that we call masts, the smart poles that combine street lighting with, telecommunications. And also we have the traditional macro towers that so people sort of identify with as masts. So we anchor the telecommunications sector in the country through the infrastructure that we provide, and it's shareable, and we rent out to different telecommunication companies. I'm happy to be here today, and back to you, Paul.
All right, thank you very much, Jonathan. So my first question is going to be based on something that is the bedrock of Amcham, and it has to do with commerce and the economy. So just in the same format that we've had the introductions, I just wanted each of you to sort of like describe or share what impact your company has had on the economy of Uganda. And you can let us know, this can be either direct impact on the economy or indirect impact on the economy, and just try and sort of like summarize, because I do know that all of you guys have done some fantastic work, and we do know that there's a lot that you can share, but you can just summarize maybe the top 3 things that your company has done towards impacting the economy of Uganda. Xenia, let's go with you first.
Okay, so happy to take the question. And I'm so glad you asked that question, Paul, because we're just having this conversation literally 1 hour ago. One of the perks of working with this brand, with Brighter Monday, is it is a direct impact, right? And there are 2 ways we create impact in the market. Number 1, we found that every single time we place a candidate, or we connect a job seeker and an employer, it's for 2 things. Either this candidate is being promoted, or they are getting a better opportunity than they were. So that, in a sense, improves their lifestyle. Once it improves their lifestyle, they're able to support more of their family members, or to contribute majorly to the economy. So that's one way we are able to create impact very directly, and also looking at the how this contribution has had in the market. Secondly, with our just new initiative of creating jobs, what we've been able to see is, in the next 10 years, we will not be the workforce. 10 to 20 years, there'll be a very different workforce opposed to what we have right now. And it's our mandate to not only provide opportunities to those jobs that are available, but also to prep a single graduate to become a professional. And how are we doing it? We are able to partner with donor funders who are able to pay a certain amount of salary and reduce the cost of an employer. And hence the employer is able to transfer skills to a graduate who has no experience whatsoever. And for these 6 months that they've worked with this employer, you find that 2 things can happen. Either the employer is able to retain this graduate in the long term as a full-time employee, or they are able to, because of that experience and the nudge that's added on their CV, they're able to get more opportunities more quickly in another organization. We all know, as employers, we are more likely to give a job seeker a chance if they have experience, more than one who doesn't have experience. So 2 ways we are able to, improve lifestyles of, people in the organization, in the professionalism, I mean, and 2, we are able to create a job, hence improving the Uganda workforce at a whole. if I look at this from an employer's perspective, if I'm able to provide an employer the best talent, I'm improving their business in the long run. So there are so many ways that we are able to create impact in Uganda as Bright Amanda Uganda. Yeah, I could go on, but that's just the top three. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Zenia. Gogo.
Thank you so much, Paul. In Uganda, we have really tried to contribute to the economy in a number of ways. Number one, of course, we contribute to the GDP of this great country. We have created jobs for the young people, especially because our office is basically made up of young people. But the most important thing and the crucial thing that we do for this economy is trying to promote stability, because when there's some form of security to businesses, we are encouraging investment, promoting stability, and supporting long-term growth and development. And as an organization, we have now shifted, and we are looking at how we can change people's perception of insurance so that we can have more insurance intake. And we are doing this by really training. We have been able to train almost our clients so that they can understand the role of insurance in the economy, and also they can understand the policies they buy, because when you do that, of course, we are going to increase the buying of insurance. And at the moment, we're even focusing to training the insurers so that this perception people have that once I buy insurance companies don't pay. We want to change that perception, and we realize that of late, most of our clients understand insurance better than the insurance companies. And I think that's an area we really want to focus in. And also, as an entity, when we collaborate with other members of Amcham, we are committed to, of course, making this place better by also contributing something to the society in form of CSR, because by doing CSR, of course, we do something better and leave this place better in all areas. Talk of environment, talk of a health sector. So there's so much that can be done, but let me just mention a few. Thank you.
Okay, Gogo, thank you. Before you go, and just before Hank comes in, what's the current insurance penetration rate in Uganda? And you can just give us a comparison to other countries so that we can just understand where we are.
I have not checked the latest numbers, but trust me, it's below 2%.
And in the region, just for comparison?
For comparison, in Kenya, we're doing about 3.5% probably. So it means that there's a lot of work to be done in this market.
Okay, all right. I believe there's a lot of opportunity also. So all the best with that. Hank?
Thank you so much.
Sir, yeah, the aviation industry per se is not very big in Uganda compared to Kenya and South Africa, but there's four rather bigger role players. Fortunately, we being one of them. Now, again, I said we focused on the humanitarian aviation sector, which we actually the only one in Uganda being currently doing that type of role. But in terms of the impact, just 5 years ago, we were probably about a 35% expat staff complement. We ended up to 99.9% Ugandan now, because I'm actually the only expat being South African, and but I also represent partly sort of international concern. So that's really my role. But the management, top management, everybody is Ugandan. All pilots are Ugandan. My operational staff, everybody is Ugandan. So we have shifted the focus on upliftment and training, and now we've got a full complement of amazing people. Then a project that sort of started very not intentionally, just grew into that, is our on-the-job training program. Very similar to what Xenia and them are doing, but we take advanced students. So it's pilots that's already got their commercial pilot's license, We take engineers that's already started their training, and then we're also taking flight operations officers who's finished their schooling, but we're giving them practical experience. 2022, we had 20 students. 2023 had 28 students. This year, we just finished the intake on Friday for 2024, and we had to go back to 22 students because of a couple of various reasons. But yeah, so in the last 3 years, we literally trained 70 students, pilots, FOOs, and engineers. The engineers take a little bit longer. They take about, they have to be working with us as an intern for about 3 years before they can actually go and write their final exams. The pilots on average take about 6 months, and then the FOOs takes about 3 months to get qualified. We have a very, very nice flight simulator here that we train our students on as well. Kindly donated again by the Conrad Hilton Foundation. And then lastly, yeah, we are a very good feeder to the Ugandan Airlines. So many of our students and operations people and engineers are now currently working for the Ugandan Airlines. So it's not as big as some of the other esteemed panelists here, but we are making an impact.
Thank you so much, Hank, for that insight. Jonathan.
Thank you, Paul. And I just like the way Hank closed and said we're making an impact. And as ATC, we normally like to say we are making an impact through building a more connected world. If I would say the ICT sector contributes about 9% to GDP, and as ATC, we're proud of the services that we do anchoring the telecommunications sector. And our infrastructure provides government with the opportunity and also the telecommunication services to sort of connect and be able to to enable Ugandans be able to access telecommunication services by talking to different people. But what I normally like to speak into is our, for instance, the shareable infrastructure model that has helped reduce on the number of towers that you see, for instance, on the hill. Before ATC came in 2012, I'm sure if you're driving on the highways, you'd see so many masts in one location. But when we came on board, we were able to sort of cut back on the number of towers and provide shareable infrastructure for the different telecommunication companies. Thereby also sort of reducing on emissions to the environment, because all those masts will be powered by generators. But also because we have a network of more than 4,000 towers spread across the country, that means we are providing income to over 5,000 landlords across the country, who are able to use this income to take their kids to school, to transform their lives as well. But also, broadly speaking, one of the things that I'm also proud about our partnerships as ATC, both with our customers, the MNOs, but also with city authorities like KCCA. As you know, Kampala is very densely populated, and with a population of almost 45 million people during the day. And through our partnership with KCCA, we've been able to innovate and come up with smart poles, which we've placed across different parts of the city. And these smart poles not only help with the densification, but improving on the network. But a key thing we're proud about is the street lighting partnership, which has enabled us to light up most parts of the city and also help to secure some areas in the night. And as you drive across Nile Avenue now, it's also well lit. If you go through Colo Hill Drive, and if you go downtown, all those places are well lit because of the partnerships that we have with KCCA. But also, from an employment point of view, we work with different vendors across the country, and these provide employment to almost 2,500 people who work every day to keep the network running. So we also work with different institutions to sort of maintain the network and keep the light. I mean, help us to stay connected. But one thing I would like to speak about from our sustainability standpoint has been our work, through our digital communities program, which basically takes ICT and digital skilling to the underserved communities. You talk about Karamoja in Amudat, were there in Mponde, the Congo, the border with Congo, in West Nile. So we have about 32 digital communities, which are are skilling centers that provide free ICT skilling services to different members of the community. And all you need to do is walk in and walk out with a certificate from a recognized institution through our partnership with Andeja University. And again, through the digital communities, we've been able to support, again, working with different partners. We've been able to go to the public libraries in the country through our partnership with Airtel, but also Food for the Hungry, which has been able to take some of these skilling centers to the rural schools that are deserving. And what we're doing thereby is, bridging the digital divide and, by bringing ICT services closer to the people as well. But broadly also, we are one of the big tax contributors. And apart from our direct capital investment in the economy, which to date is almost $1.3 billion, we've also, there's a net impact in that the telecommunication services that we anchor support so many other activities in the service sector, because you have people now doing business online. You have people doing all sorts of things, and they're able to do this because of the infrastructure that we are proud to provide, and all that is an impact. And again, if you talk about sustainability, we've pioneered clean and renewable energy solutions, which we are running our network with that by contributing to reduction in the emissions, but also making sure that the telecom sector is run clean, but also sustainable energy. And we're championing these efforts all in partnership with our different partners. So as ATC, we're making an impact every day, and we're proud to see the multiplier effect in different sectors of the country.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, for that very elaborate response. I'm sure you had more as a PR person to speak. Yeah. So let's dive into Amcham and membership. And Xenia, you are the country manager for Uganda. And I know these are executive decisions which are made when it comes to joining membership associations, and you've got a list of about 10, 20, 30 membership associations. What was your main reason for joining Amcham? So that's the first part of the question. And what benefits have you gotten from the membership so far?
Cool. So top of mind, I think it's cool to be in Amcham. Top of mind as a company, it's just cool to be, associated with Amcham, goes without saying. But we made a strategic decision because we wanted to have access to a different kind of network that we had never had before, right? So that's in the 1 year, we've been able to get a lot of value personally, and also looking at the team. One of the value that I have been able to, receive from attending Amcham's events is they are very focused. They are very in-depth in terms of understanding the industry that is particularly taking part in that event. So for example, I remember there was this particular one for the telecoms, which had ATC and a lot of other organizations. And what the insights we are able to get from those events enable us to be more effective in terms of service delivery. So what that means is if I'm able to attend an event and see what are the policies affecting maybe, the telecoms, how do they make their decisions? What are their pain points? When I'm working with a company like this, which I'm already armed with ATC, I'm able to know when it comes to talent, what kind of talent are they looking for, right? So for me, Amcham has been a source of insights into different industries that we couldn't be able to uncover by ourselves. every time we attend the networking events and you speak to different partners and you understand what pain points are they having, that gives us more insight to be more effective as talent acquisition partners and talent development partners. Another value that is to be is that we are partnering with Amcham in the first event of 2024 for the Women Day, right, on the 14th. And what we've been able to do with Amcham is run a report and understand what are those hindrances that the women are finding in the workplaces, right? I already have the insights. I don't want to share, but there'll be more coming. Yeah, Eve has just told me to not share anything, but we are really looking forward to that event because one of the reasons why we joined Amcham is to also share our input in terms of how the talent landscape looks in Uganda, right? And that will be an opportunity for us to share with other partners what the talent landscape looks like, what it is like for women, where we are in terms of this development and all that. So top of mind, I would, as I summarize, and I could go on for a long time. I've been able to uncover many networking opportunities, meet many different people that we couldn't be able to meet before, get many insights into industries that has opened our eyes to different ways of working and being more effective service providers. And thirdly, just being able to share that data to you employers so that you are able to know what you're working with as of now, as time goes, what is changing with the cultures and the generation and all that, and how that makes your business better. So top of mind, that would be my value.
Thank you very much, Xenia. And I think if who's on the call, we need to give a teaser to that report to the membership, because I think if the membership is told there's a report on on women and their impact on the workplace, and I think it will draw up more numbers of interest. I didn't know that, so thank you for letting the cat out of the bag, Xenia. Ngogu, your reasons for joining Amcham and what are the benefits you've seen or you've experienced so far?
First, I'll say there's no better place than home. And WTW being part of the WTW group that has headquarters in the US. We happen to be an American company, and Amcham definitely gives us that safe space where we can network and find credible partners in terms of even suppliers. And even for clients, there are clients we don't want to get involved in, but when we come to such a space, we are able to have that fit for purpose social capital in terms of where you can get good practices. And of course, as an entity, we are really focused to excellence. And being associated with Amcham, of course, there's a way you do things because you didn't want to do things that are not aligned with the dreams and goals of Amcham. So we have been able to get some of the best suppliers. We have clients we have gotten from Amcham. And of course, as I said, if you come to our office and you see the kind of office you have, you'd appreciate that we're indeed part of Amcham.
Okay, thank you very much, Ngogu. Hank?
Okay, I'm going to be in deep trouble here now. I know the reason why we joined is because of the American connection, because that was a couple of years ago, obviously before my time. Personally, I would have joined it for that specific reason, because we need an outlet from an American point of view, and being owned predominantly by an American NGO. We have not, if I can use the word, used the Amcham channels the way we should have. There was a couple of opportunities that we missed, especially the newsletter, because we have a message, we have a story to tell, And you will meet Rubina now. She's coming in. We're actually flying her specifically in for the Women's Day from Juba to attend the Women's Day function or event that you organized, which we also appreciate. She's just an amazing woman, really an absolutely amazing woman. But you'll get to meet her and get her energy. But so benefits, there will definitely be some future benefits. I can see that, specifically with our on-the-job training program, there is a huge need. I mean, we just saw now with the intake, we had 22 students, but we had 50, 60 CVs. People sitting in front of you just crying, saying, listen, we need this, and it was so difficult to literally stop. Sorry, we just cannot. And I'm going to have to be very blunt, but I'm going to bring this to the Amcham board and members to at some stage just help us alleviate this pressure on the training and these youngsters coming in. So yeah, that's where we are aiming for. We are definitely going to be much more active. And the structure that you guys have is an amazing structure. We should have capitalized on this. And again, I'm using the word capitalized, but we should have been part of the system much earlier. But you'll see us around now.
Thank you so much, Hank. It's lovely to hear that. Jonathan, I think with $1.3 billion in revenue, I don't know if there's anything else you needed from Amcham, other than just to, give us goods and warm company.
Maybe just to correct you before the tax man comes for us. That's our total cumulative investment to date in Uganda, and I think we are one of the largest American companies in terms of that investment to date, and we're very proud of the good work that we're doing in the country. But just to say that, yeah, we're purely an American company, and I think it was sort of a natural choice to join Amcham. But we've also derived a lot, from our association with Amcham, and the biggest for us, I think, was unlocking some of the challenges that we're facing last year, and that is, the permitting delays. So in order to build a tower, you need about 3 different permits from the Civil Aviation Authority, from NEMA, and KCCA, and also, the local government. So we are struggling with a backlog of so many permits that are taking longer to be released. And again, through working with Amcham and Eve, she was able to set up a couple of meetings for us. And a critical one for us was the meeting with the US ambassador and the embassy and USAID team that helped us sort of unlock that deadlock. And I would like to note that to date we are doing much better in terms of those permitting timelines, and we're really grateful to Amcham for it. But also, I think for us, it's an opportunity to network with like-minded peers and other institutions in the country through the Amcham members. We were part of an ICT breakfast that sort of discussed different issues affecting the ICT sector, and it brought together different sector players, right from us, the telcos, to the MNOs, companies that are doing fiber. But the interesting bit about that was also the fact that there was a policy aspect to it in the room, because the government was present. You had the regulator there, so it was important for us to sort of talk about some of our challenges, but also get to hear from the key decision makers on what they're doing to sort of help us as a business. But aside from that, there's also been a lot of exposure to other business partners and also clients, and the networking has been really great, and we're really happy with the association with Amcham. Yeah. If you're doing a good job right there.
Thank you, Jonathan, for your very kind words. So for the last round of questions, or the last round from me, Eve, I'm going to request if you can just check if there are any questions from the social media platforms. since we'll go into that Q&A. If anyone has a question, please, you can DM them on the chat, or maybe let's say put up your hand to ask them if it's a live one. I'm just going to ask each of our panelists to sort of like pitch and say, what do you look forward to doing with other Amcham members? And that can be either from a collaboration point of view, you know, and this could be a need for the business, or just pitching directly your services, and just so that we can have these opportunities going forward. So Xenia, you can just share areas of collaboration that you're looking forward to, or what can Brighter Monday do? And if there are any offers for any Amcham members, please feel free to share those.
Okay, I couldn't wait for that. So, top of mind, I'm really looking forward to work to be the top of mind talent acquisition partner for all Amcham members. I have so much confidence in our delivery. We have built our brand over time to be a very credible brand. We understand the local needs of the market. One mistake that, you know, that we learned from about 3 years ago is different needs, different markets have very different needs. And so having taken that, that learning, I've been able to realize that local expertise is very essential in talent acquisition and talent development. So I'm really looking forward to work with a lot of Amcham members to be on top of mind. We have taken time to build into our processes. So it's not just about the outcome of our services, which is the quality talent, but also how we handle our process. We know that Amcham members are top tier members, and hence we have also, positioned or customized our products to fit that niche of clients. Second of all, I'm also looking for collaboration, with other members. For example, if we're in the same industry, is it possible for us to build and, do a quarterly report where we share actual data that is able to help other business owners and founders make decisions in terms of talent management, talent development, and talent acquisition in their businesses. So I'm looking forward to, through Eve, and I know Eve is really, really on top of this, and she's been having a lot of conversation around this. How do we look for a partner who we want to create the same impact and create it together? Job creation has not been easy. It needs a lot of funding. It needs a lot of research. And so we can't do this alone. We need to work with other partners to deliver this impact in Uganda. That of all, what I'm looking forward from Amcham is the Women's Club. That is an initiative I know that is on the pipeline. So I'm looking forward to participate and provide professional advice to young professionals and entrepreneurs in terms of how do they, how do they prep themselves for the job market? How do they add value to employers? How do they grow businesses, right? So I'm also looking forward to that. Now, in terms of the different discounts we have for Amcham members, we have different categories of solutions that we offer. That could be from your entry level to your senior level recruitments. We're able to offer 10% discount off if you're an Amcham member on any of our products. So you can hold me accountable. I see Eve is laughing a lot. You can hold me accountable for it. But there's a 10% off discount for any solution offered to an Amcham member, someone who is associated to Amcham members. So apart from that, there's so many other ways that we could collaborate. I'll be able to share it with you guys during the event that we are about to collaborate on the 14th. But top of mind, I'm thinking, how do I give you service? How do I give you, the best experience as I give you the service? How do we collaborate to create impact in Uganda that necessarily is not about making money, but actually providing an impact to our workforce, to our future workforce or the ongoing workforce? And thirdly, how do I work with Amcham to provide more value for you members of Amcham and for the job seekers as well? Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Xenia. key takeouts, quarterly reports, as well as also as the Women's Club. I think those are the very, very huge takeouts that I've seen. And I think for everyone who's listening, if you need anyone to speak to your teams on talent management and your young professionals also, I had quite a lot of that. Please feel free to reach out to Xenia. Ngogu, how low can you go for those insurance premiums?
That's a really good question. Unfortunately, our market is highly regulated, but that doesn't mean that we cannot give discounts. But I think what we can do is, because as I said earlier, we don't sell insurance. We don't sell insurance because we don't want to do business the traditional way. For us, we want to sit with you, understand your business, and give you a fit for purpose solution, because we don't want you to have 10 policies that don't make sense. So ours, we are ready to offer solutions to Hank, to Eve, to Xenia, solutions that meet your requirements. And we are very particular to say, if you're not able to offer a solution, we'll come to you and tell you that you're not able to offer this, because we just don't sell insurance for the purposes of selling it. But the good thing is that having the global connection, I don't think there's any insurance in this world which we are not able to place. Even that solution that is not available locally, we are going out there and we're going to make sure that you have a solution at a reasonable fee. And of course, we are able to service all kinds of insurances. So to Amcham members, we can collaborate in so many areas, especially on training, because we really need to train our customers. We need to train other stakeholders so that as we even sell insurance, we are able to even mitigate such risks before they happen. And probably Hank will do trainings. We can able to partner and train some of our aviation clients that we have. And that's our passion. Our passion is to always do the right thing at the right time. And our passion is to always partner with the organizations that add value to whatever business we do. But having said that, I've realized over the years, the business model have changed, and as much as the shareholders would want to have returns in the money they're putting in the business, we also need to collaborate and give back to the society. In the insurance sector, we happen to be the biggest taxpayers. But again, we also need to be the biggest givers so that the bigger population can enjoy what we do as organizations, because I would want to see an impact in Karamoja for probably a CSR we have done with Hank, because that's how we change the environment. That's how we change people's perception. And I think that's how we make the world a better place.
All right. Thank you very much, Ngugi. Ngogu, sorry. What I've taken note of is trainings. So Amcham members, if you want some more training or education on how best to buy an insurance policy, please get in touch with Ngogu or with the Secretariat, and they'll make that connection for you. I think that is very, very commendable. Thank you, Ngogu. Hank?
Now, Gongu, you did touch a very nervous a nerve there with the insurance, because that's one of my biggest overheads is insurance. but it's an absolute no-brainer. There is just no ways that you cannot. I mean, actually by law we have to have a minimum amount of insurance. We also fly for World Food Program now. Their insurance is like 5 times what the legal requirements are. But anyway, so we'll definitely speak. In terms of Amcham and the channels that Amcham has been providing and which we did not use, which we will be using shortly. Aviation industry specifically is a very small industry, as I said earlier, and I think we're the only aviation company on the as a member, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected. I think we're the only aviation company So it makes it a little bit specialized in terms of intermingling with other members. But with our focus now shifting a lot more to the training side and getting our young people an opportunity, just at least not so much for employment, but giving them exposure to the industry. One of the channels that I would like to pursue through Amcham is mentorship. Now, I know Amcham doesn't have pilots and that, but life skills and, teaching these youngsters that, okay, right, even though you are a pilot, even if you are a FOO, there's money management. One thing that I do see with some of these youngsters, as soon as they get that first salary, man, they go for cars and they go for, and we actually now in the process of getting mentors for our people. So they're not only just getting practical experience, but they also have a one-on-one mentorship. With people that's been through life already. So that's one of the channels that I would love to pursue through Amcham. And then the other focus point is women in aviation. As I said, we're part of Women in Aviation International. Our director of communications will be attending a very big conference in Orlando end of March. And we'll get some feedback on that. And then we're also part of this organization called African Leaders in Aviation, which is run by a lady from South Africa and a lady from Zimbabwe, I think it is. So we've got a lot of more focus on getting women involved in the aviation sector. And there's huge scope for it. There's Africa per se, there is such amazing talent. And it's such an amazing source for aviators. So we would like to at some stage also look into that, where Amcham we can use the facilities to promote it. So that's in a very, very short nutshell on where we would like to get involved. But again, you'll definitely get us more involved and more specifically to get our young people up to how can I say, into a mature level of life itself.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Hank. The biggest takeout that I've had there is the availability of doing mentorship with your team members, your young employees. So Amcham members, if you've got some very good senior leadership, feel free to suggest a few names to continue with mentoring and just basically provide guidance to the current or next generation of talent that we have in Uganda. Jonathan, what will be your ask and what are you looking forward to collaborating on with other Amcham members?
Yeah, thank you, Paul. I think for me, it's more partnerships, especially in projects or areas that sort of scale up social impact. And as ATC, again, maybe I didn't mention earlier, one of the things, our focus area is on education, but also in our in the work that we do, we normally some of our sites are located in rural areas. So one of the things that is a net impact is usually we're able to connect different communities that were not on the grid to the grid. So if we can get more partnerships with Amcham members or even with the USAID, tap into some of their projects to sort of see how we can fund grid together, for instance, and we can come in as an off-taker. And ATC being an off-taker has a net benefit in that communities are then able to tap this power from our site or from the lines leading to our sites to power their homes, to power their businesses. So if we can see more partnerships in that regard, but also other social projects, for instance, in education, we build schools. We build schools in Kaliro. We build schools in Arua and Terego. If we can come together, we can scale up some of this, scale up the impact. So for me, the ask is or maybe I'm also looking forward to see how we can explore more opportunities for partnership, especially in areas around social impact. And we can all study some of the things that we do, especially now for us, grid connections for rural communities, but also our rural sites is big for us. We also have a digital community program that has benefited over 6,000 people, coming together to see how we can scale this up. And it could be in advanced courses that, for instance, Brighter Monday might offer over and above the basic computer training that we do. It could be mentorship, it could be so much more. So, so that there's a bit of continuity and sustainability of the, the impact that these projects are creating. And also, I'm looking forward to more, could I say, thought leadership sessions with different peers that will be able to find solutions to shared problems that we have, and see how we can arrive at common solutions to all the problems that we have. Because they say together we're stronger, and we can always go far. And we've already seen the benefit of this as ATC, so I'm looking forward to more of these as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Jonathan. Thank you very much, everyone, for your inputs. It's 7 o'clock. Eve, are there any questions from our socials?
No, we don't have any questions, but I would like those who have participated to go to our feedback form, give us some sort of feedback. But just for me to give a whole takeaway on all this discussion, I see a lot of partnerships. Whatever everybody's been mentioning, I'm writing down and then showing Samantha on the side. This partnership has to happen with this company. This partnership has to happen with this company. So all the partnerships that the members have mentioned, I can see them happening, and I already have in mind who to link with who. So we will definitely be looking out, reaching out to you and telling you this could be a right person for a partnership that you mentioned during the discussion. And pretty much this is why we are doing this, to really understand, and those around and those Amcham members to know where can one plug in, and why we are exposing you as companies to the rest of the communities, that to know what are those activities you're doing, why you're doing them, and where can people outside of Amcham, for example, can plug in within your companies. But our role is to support you, and we are so grateful for your support as members. We have the new sessions, like I mentioned earlier, that are going to come in, where you're hosting sundowners. We are calling them Amcham sundowners, where you're hosting a group of people at your office, explain to them what you do, where can you seek partnerships within those members for your opportunities, and where you qualify. All of you are into the membership side, which we will avail to you all the list of the members. You look at the people that you can partner with. Let us know how do we connect you there, and then also picking people that you would like to really present your business to on those sundowners. We already got one person who wants to host. That is Joseph. So Joseph, we will get in touch with you probably tomorrow to give us a date when you want, and then give you the list on those people that you want to host. And we will be able to coordinate that. So we want members to really get to know each other, really do business together, because that is what we are supposed to do at the chamber. So thank you very much for joining us. And our next one is going to be next week on Tuesday, which will lead us into the Women's Day session. But we have a bit of a mix of the panelists on that one, because we have some men. We would have had all women panelists in the organizations, but since we are having the panel sessions, we have the panel sessions during Women's Day. We will focus on making sure we showcase everybody. And it's a Women's Day celebration, but all men are also invited. Please do not just send women for Women's Day. Please, you can also come and attend and really see the minds of those people, the women that we will be having on that day. So thank you very much. Thank you, Paul, for hosting. You've been an amazing host. I don't know if you have. Now I'll give you a platform to also pitch yourself as a member, as the Capital One Group person. Yes.
All right. So so before I pitch, I'm just going to give my lovely panelists just 30 seconds to just sign off. Just close with a few remarks, and then I'll pitch, and then I'll hand it back to you, Eve, We have the president of Amcham Uganda on the call, so it will also be lovely to just hear from her before we finally sign off. So Zenia, your last words, last 30-second speech.
All right. So it's been amazing being part of this panel and having this discussion. One of the key takeaways is the willingness to partner to create impact. I'm really looking forward to Amcham availing those platforms where we are able to connect with other like-minded partners to create impact in the market. So top of mind, that has been a key takeaway from this conversation. I really look forward to working with most of you in terms of your talent needs and advising you accordingly. And I'm really looking forward to the event that is happening on the 14th. Thank you so much, Paul and Eve.
All right, thank you, Zenia. As you sign off, just share your details, your email, or maybe, yeah, a contact which people can reach you on Zoom and also on the other socials. Yeah.
Okay. Do I share here on the chat? How do I share that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Fine.
Cool.
Yeah. Gogu, your quick 30 seconds close out.
I would say we are better together, and it is in the partnership that we are going to create that we are able to give the real impact. And that's why we really encourage such platforms so that we can get to understand what every entity does and the areas that we can be able to partner together. And having said that, if you're looking for fit for purpose solutions on risk mitigation and insurance, you know who to contact. And finally, as you discuss matters to do with the women, and I'm sorry I had forgotten this bit, we have the area I'm in, we have women in insurance who are doing big things, and is just get in touch with them as well to be part of the conversation you'll be having about women, because even the organization, the brand I represent here is so big in matters diversity, and we want to have women celebrated as well. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Gogu. Hank?
Again, thank you, Rich. My sincerest appreciation for the challenge, the opportunity to present AirServe. We are humanitarian. That's our core business. That's what we are at heart. And everything around how we do our business is being human. And I think this is also one of the Amcham's core thoughts or core principles. And that's definitely where we would like to collaborate and expand. But thank you very much again for the opportunity.
You're very much welcome, Hank. Last but not the least, Jonathan, ATC.
Yep. Thank you, Paul, and thank you, Amcham, for putting this together. I think for me, the discussion has also been informative, and happy to know that many people are looking for partnerships out there. I'm looking forward to a more fruitful and successful year that we'll have a lot that we can tick and say because we're part of Amcham, we're able to do to overcome this as well. So I'm particularly also interested in partnerships around grid funding and seeing how we can and through Amcham again get access to institutions or even partners like USAID who can come in and we work together to sort of increase access to grid and also connect different communities on board as well. But thank you so much for today, and looking forward to future engagements.
All right. Thank you very much. As I close off, in case anyone on the call, any of our members or those listening needs anything to do with brand reputation, with brand building, or with brand positioning, please reach out to me. We do offer those services using a mix of public relations, advertising, creative, and digital services. Thank you very much. Eve, I hand it over to you to invite our President Meg to say something, and then we can close. Thank you.
Oh, Meg is here. Oh, okay. All right. All right, thank you so much, everybody. So Meg, just maybe a 25 seconds sort of pitch for yourself before you come in, but thank you for being here. So, and this has been our panel for today. So Meg, have your last word and then I'll close it off.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah, it was exciting to hear you guys talk about feeling at home and talking about many of the values that we as Americans bring to the table when it comes to doing business, not only in America, but here in Uganda as well. So you'll see in our upcoming annual general meeting, when we talk about our strategic plan, that having these core values is really critical when we're doing business with each other. So finding those trusted partners to work with and having the credibility behind us as being Amcham members also brings a lot to the table. So it was exciting to see so many of you bring that to the forefront and what you're doing within your businesses. So us at Jacana Foods, we're all about CSR as well. You'll see that in the newsletter this week or this month when I talk about what we did recently at Jacana Foods with our public health initiative, which is nothing to do with Jacana and the food processing, but something that was very near and dear to my heart. So yeah, please keep up that good work for all of you in giving back to your communities, because that's obviously one of the core values that we instill as Americans as well. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much, Meg, and thank you everybody for attending today. So we'll see you again next week on Tuesday. We'll continue doing these posts on every Tuesdays for new members, for other members, and as we build a community of people that really want to understand what the chamber does. So thank you very much and have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. Good night.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.